Hello, I have another KiwiCo Maker Crate. I have this big square box. This is the engraved mirror, what's it called? Engraved accent mirror, because I am classy and I have accent mirrors. Well, I will have, because it's in this box. Now, for those who aren't aware of KiwiCo, they do a huge line of subscription boxes for all ages. They have them from ages 2 to ages 100, and this is one of the ones for ages 100, because I'm getting there. They have basically a lot of STEM and art and sciencey stuff that you can get for your children, and they have boxes like this, which is the Maker Crate for 14 plus, which you can get for your adult children, which is me. Now, the KiwiCo subscription model works a bit differently to other subscription boxes. Ordinarily, when you have a subscription box like the ones that I had for Crate Crochet or the Yarn Club, you get the same project as everybody else every month. So you might get different coloured yarn, but you wouldn't get a different project. Everybody gets the same thing every month. KiwiCo works a bit differently to that. It just sends you a box from that line that you haven't already had. So if you see a video like this and think, oh, I wish I'd got that box, there is a chance that you will get that box, because they don't send the same thing to everybody every month. And I think they have some available as kits on their website as well. I would have to double check that, and I should have done that before I pressed record, but I didn't. So I'm going to open this box because I haven't opened this box. Here's what's in the box. There's the cover sheet that says, oh, wow, okay, there we go. There's the cover sheet that says what it is, which it said on the outside of the box too. So a little maker's guide, so with some ideas, I think, and some, well, I don't need to think, I can open the thing. There's a brief history of engraving. There's some ideas. Oh. I don't know which way up this footage is because my viewfinder's upside down. And some other, bits and pieces, other ideas. There's some wood glue, just to prove that there is wood glue, because sometimes people lie about wood glue, This product contains a spinning point. Use with caution. I should point out I've tied my hair back already. There is, because I've watched the instructions, and they do say tie your hair back if it's long, which mine is, and don't wear any jewellery and roll your sleeves up, because you can presumably get caught in the spinning point, because here is the engraving tool. So there's the engraving tool and a brush, which will be used to wipe the engraved lumps, I don't know, the stuff that comes off when you engrave. There you go, technical. Some batteries for the engraving tool, which is excellent. This, I believe, is the wooden stand. Yes, it is. So that's bits of the stand. And here's another bit of this. Oh, there's loads of bits of the stand. Look, so many bits of stand. Well, 4. That's quite a lot. I'll get those. Smells good. The dowel for putting the stand together, and some washi tape, which will come into play later. And the mirrors themselves. Now, obviously, they're acrylic mirrors because they wouldn't send glass mirrors through the post. And also, you don't really want to engrave a glass mirror on your kitchen table, because you'll end up with little glass bits everywhere. Oh, hang on, there's more. Carbon paper and a stencil with letters and some shapes. I couldn't think of the word for shapes. I'm doing well. So I'll just weigh that down so it doesn't go everywhere. We also have some templates, 2 templates to this project. So there's this sort of geometric square design and this sort of viney leafy design. Viney leafy is what it's called. Now there should also be somewhere in here. Found them. 2 practice mirrors, and I was getting a bit worried that they weren't there, because I need to practice before I do anything, irreversible. So we'll get this out of the way and put the batteries in the engraving tool, which I'm reliably informed is quite loud. But then again, so am I. It's not actually that loud. I was expecting it to sort of, wake the neighbours, but the neighbours are probably not asleep. So what I'm going to actually do is assemble the base first so that can dry, because that's a wood glue situation. So I'll get that done, and then I will get stuck into the mirror bit. That was nice and straightforward. 4 bits 8 dowels, some glue. So I'll put that aside to dry, which I've done there. And now what I'm going to do is tape down what they call the mess mat, and get my phone out of shot, because it's breezy, I'm outside. So I'm going to tape this down. This is the surface protector to protect my surface. And there we go. It's wax paper, basically, which means I've got to get everything out of the way. Okay, 1 second. Seamless. I've got my 2 practice mirrors. There are 3 techniques that they have in the kit for you to look at. So I'm going to peel off the protective layer, because these are acrylic, so they scratch quite easily. So they're kind of going, well, you know, once you've engraved your mirror, make sure you don't breathe on it too hard. So let's crunkle up that plastic. So they've got, what have they got? Oh, shush now. They've got freehand, stencil, so I'll get my stencil ready, and carbon paper transfer. And I forgot to bring a bit of paper, but I can draw on a tissue, it's okay. So I'm going to try the freehand first. And I'm not a very good artist, so this could be quite... Oh, look, you can see the umbrella. We'll pretend that's deliberate for visual interest. All right, so what will I... Would you settle down? It's a very sensitive button on this thing. So let's draw a... Let's do a little boat. Okay, gosh. Okay, all right. It is quite loud when it's actually engraving. I take that back. It's not as quiet as I thought it was. So to get rid of that dust, they say to tap it and then brush it. Because if you brush it without tapping it, apparently you can scratch your mirror. I don't know how I'm going to show you what I've done without you just seeing the camera, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Alright, there's my camera. Oh, there we go. So you can maybe see the little boat there. It's quite straightforward. It is just like using a very thick pen. It's a bit jarring because you get a sort of a double impression. I haven't swept that off very well. You get a sort of double impression from the mirror with your lines, so it can be quite hard to see what you're doing. And that's my excuse for why my boat isn't very good. I can't even see if you can see. There we go. So there's my little boat. That's a very exciting little boat. It's not really. We'll agree with that. So, I'll put that to one side and we'll try my other practice mirror, because I think that is a perfect work of art and I don't wish to do anything more to it. So then we have the stencils, and I'm going to try this sort of leafy one because I like it. And they say, I'll do that maybe diagonally on the corner, to tape that down. Where's my tape? There's my tape. Just to tape everything down so it doesn't shift around while you're trying to be incredibly artistic. So let's see how we go with this. This feels like a very thin stencil, but we'll see. Okay, let's see how that's come out. Pretty neat, pretty cute. So that works quite well. It is a very thin stencil. I didn't think it'd work. But that's quite nice. I keep turning to have a look and going, oh, there's my face, because that's how mirrors work. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do the carbon paper because I'm going to do the carbon paper on the main mirror. I've got an idea, I've got a plan. It's not cunning, but it is a plan. So I've been having a bit of a think, and I'm going to base my design on this one because I like the leafy stalks. But I want leafy stalks the whole width, and I'd like them a bit bigger because this is very fiddly for me and I'm not really a fiddly person. So I'm going to, what I might actually do is something a bit sneaky and cut this circle out so that I've got the exact right size on the back. Oh, sometimes I'm very clever. Okay, let's do that because I've got my scissors. Right, where's my pencil? So what I will do is mark approximately where that base will be, so that I've got a bit of an idea. Not that it matters, but I did it anyway because I can. Okay, now you're going to see just how good my freehand designs are. Not so great. Truly art for the ages, I feel. Except that's upside down. There we go. There we go. Now I'm happy. So I've got my main mirror out, and I'm just going to get my carbon paper sorted, but first I need to take off the protective layer. Satisfying. And get my carbon paper out. And then I'm going to tape this on the top of that so that it doesn't move. Make sure I'm lined up with the actual mirror. Okay, now I'm going to go over all of that again in pen to transfer this design through the carbon paper onto the mirror. Wish me luck. And now hopefully this will have a nice clear transfer of my leaves, which I have adjusted slightly in the transferring process. Just let me weigh that down because it is getting breezy. Oh, look at that. Brilliant. Well, you know, brilliant that it worked. I wouldn't say that the art's brilliant. I'm just saving you the comment. Okay, so now obviously the only thing left to do is find a tissue to rest my hand on so that I don't scuff the mirror and engrave it. This is a little bit nerve-wracking because this is permanent. I can't erase this if I make a mistake. So I'm just going to be very brave and go with it. Okay, so that's that bit done. Get rid of these bits and pieces. Now, see if we can get rid of this extra carbon from the carbon paper. Because I did deviate slightly in some places, but nobody must know. Some of these leaves are very wibbly, but, you know, nature is wibbly, so I think we're okay. Okay, now I'm going to tidy up my workspace and show you the finished mirror, which is finished. It was a nice quick project, this one. Now you know what my camera looks like. Probably not what the mirror looks like. So I'll try and get some shots where you can't see the camera, but you can see the engraving. I don't know how I'm going to swing that. It is a mirror, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. All in all, very quick project. Took about an hour and a half. Some of that time was spent deciding what I would etch permanently into a mirror in a way that can never be erased. Again, KiwiCo kits and boxes and crates, excellent quality stuff. Everything worked as it was supposed to. I didn't have any problems with any of it. Just a very nice, smooth project that just did what it was supposed to do. Very exciting. I love that in a craft kit. I would say again, I don't love the video instructions, but you know, that's how they've decided to go with it. I think for something like this, you could probably do a 4-page booklet and cover everything, but you know, I don't work at KiwiCo, I don't make these decisions. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a lovely time. I had a lovely time, and it'd be nice if we both had a lovely time, don't you think? I will see you in the next video. You take care of yourself, and bye for now.